right, y'all, welcome back in. I'm just going to go over some things I'm looking forward to seeing or just things I'll be watching for in the Patriots game. No particular order, just 5 things, that I kind of have that I'll be watching for sure. Number 1, the offensive line versus Bill Belichick. We got confused and mixed up against Matt Rule and the Panthers, so I know Bill Belichick is watching that film. It's going to take some of those things, do some of his own things to try to confuse our offensive line. Obviously, Ruiz will be, under center, calling out protections again. I'm sure Bill Belichick will try to take advantage of that and things like that, especially after the performance we had against the Panthers. So we'll see, we'll see how they do. Bill Belichick is obviously the best coach of all time, best defensive coach of all time, I may add as well. So, that'll be an interesting look, for our offensive line, see if we can get that cleaned up and see if we can actually, open up some running lanes. Run game this year has been, awful, brutal, hard to watch. Any word you want to use, any adjective you want to use to describe it, hasn't been good. So we need to, get that run game going, work off that play action. That'll give our, receivers, time to get open and things like that, because we have to be a play action team. We have to establish the run and, become a play action team so we can actually use Jameis' arm strength, Deontay Harris, Callaway speed to get downfield and things like that. So I'm interested to see that offensive line. That was an obvious choice to, watch out for the offensive line. Number 2 kind of goes hand in hand. Not really, but really. The receivers versus New England secondary. We have to get separation in this game. We have to get open. We have to get spaced. We have to beat DBs when you get one-on-one coverage. I'm sure Bill Belichick's going to have a lot of different, disguises and coverages coming. We're going to have to, recognize that as receivers. If they're running zone, find an open space. If they're running man, you have to beat your man. So, it's going to be a big day for them. I think this is some of those guys' last chances to kind of prove themselves or kind of do something, honestly, because if Sean Payton, doesn't like what he see this game, say, we lost this game or something like that, changes will be made. I can guarantee that. So, I'm excited. I need to see Callaway, get open, give me a 5-catch game at least at this point. See what he does, the other guys, Hogan, if he's out there, Deontay, if he's out there, LaJordan Humphrey, it's everybody, even the tight ends included in that. So, especially Troutman. I think this would be a good time for him to step up. We're going to need it, especially coming off, this loss and things like that. So I'll definitely be paying attention to that. Number 3 on my list would be the defensive line, our defensive line, against their run game, not necessarily their pass game and pass rush, but just their run game and their running backs. Obviously, Damian Harris, he's a pretty good back. I don't know if he's not, the most known back, not the most flashy back, but he gets the job done. He can easily run for 90 to 100 yards a game on you. Patriots do nice schemes, getting him the ball. And obviously, James White out the backfield, I swear he never dies. I feel like he's been there for 30 years. He's still effective out the backfield, had 2 touchdowns last week. So we're going to have to, pay close attention to him, especially coming off, the McCaffrey game where he was matched up on our linebackers. He was matched up on Zach Bond, Demario Davis a couple of times. That just can't happen, with James White. I'm sure Patriots saw that on film. I'm sure they'll be trying to, do the same type thing, lining him up on linebackers out the backfield, use that to their advantage. So we can't let that happen again in back-to-back weeks. Hopefully we got some guys back, so that won't be necessarily a thing, especially in the secondary. So yeah, man, this D-line against their run game. Obviously we're good against the run. The Pats like to run the ball. They have a rookie quarterback, so they're gonna want to run the ball, and we're gonna have to be stout against that. Number 4, Jameis Winston. Have to see a bounce-back game. I don't care what the excuses was last week of the offensive line, this, receivers, blah, blah, blah. He has to play better. He's the quarterback. He has to play better. He has to lead the team better, and that's just it. Need to see him have a bounce-back game, because no matter how you slice it, last game wasn't good. I don't care who you blame. It just wasn't good. He needs a bounce-back game, get right back on track, because obviously we saw 2 different Jameis Winstons. We saw 5 touchdown Winstons, 2 interception Winston. Just have to get back on the right track. And I don't think he's a 5 touchdown guy by no way. And I don't think he's a 2 interception, 0 touchdown guy. He's somewhere in the middle of that. He's somewhere in the middle of that. And that's all we'll need, to be honest. So yeah, definitely looking for a bounce back game, for Jameis Winston. All right, last but not least, the rookies. Well, the main rookies I'll be looking at is Peyton Turner. Can he, have another good game after his impressive debut? And Paulson Adebo, can he bounce back after the rough first half he had against the Panthers? It was evident that, Carolina wanted to target him early and often with DJ Moore, and they went after and they got a lot of completions on his side. So I'll be looking for him to have a bounce back game. You're gonna have to, he's gonna have to play this year. It's no ifs, ands, buts about that. He's gonna be on the field. He's gonna have to make plays. He's gonna have to play better. It's a rookie, second game, so not gonna kill him for that. But it's NFL. It's your job. You're out there. You got to do your job, no matter how old you are, how long you've been in the league. So we'll see how he adjusts. After that first game. Of his first bad game, I should say. After a good game against the Packers, getting an interception and things like that. And then Peyton Turner, man, came out 5 tackles, a sack, 3 tackles for loss, only in 31 snaps. Let's see what you can do when you get, 50 snaps, 40 snaps and things like that. Can you have the same production? Was it a fluke game? Which I don't think it was, obviously. But, those are questions that are going to be answered in this next game. I don't expect him to have the same, impact as his first game because that'll just be, crazy standards to hold to a rookie. But hey, if he does, he does, and that's a good thing for us. So we'll see what he does, in this next game against the Patriots. See if he can, keep that momentum going. Looking like still a first round pick so far. A long, long way to go. But hopefully he has another great game because we'll need him to be great, and some other people on that D line. But that's neither here nor there. That's just quick 5 things I'll be looking out for in this Patriots game. Hey, man, thank y'all for tuning in once again. I'll be ready for Sunday. Hope y'all are. I'm out.